This is an overview of my observational drawing sketchbook. To begin with, I kind of laid out some ideas, and I always went back to this diagram here with different ideas, notes that I took from the very start of the lesson, just so I can gather ideas, thoughts. I researched the mall galleries first, exhibitions taken from their website, screenshots alongside images of the gallery space. Pinterest boards are really useful for visual reference. If I get stuck for ideas, I can come back and see kind of a variety of different work in one space. These worked out really well. Here are some experimental drawings. I used a pine cone as my object. These turned out really well for me. I felt very free to just kind of go anywhere with the drawings, and I like how they look expressive and abstract, yet I can still tell that they are pine cones. More experimental drawing techniques, drawing blindfolded with the object in my hand, using kind of biros, pencils and black markers as well. I really like this overlapping here, and kind of if you put a board around it, it would make a nice piece. But yeah, these turned out well, drawing to a bigger scale that I'm not very comfortable with, so I thought I'd try and use the experimental techniques to draw on a larger scale. That worked out really well. Extending the experimental drawings, I created these illustrations here, photocopying them with different ink. Further ways you could take the experimental drawings explored, like collages, artist research. These perspective drawings I found quite challenging. They're very technical and you have to be very precise with the measurements, lining up each corner, and I found these quite challenging, and I should definitely work on this technique to refine my drawing skills. A workshop we did with the Northampton University. Still lifes, so I created some still lifes and drew other people's. These are quite rough in style, and I like these. I normally draw in pen, but it was nice to draw in pencil to get some tonal varieties in my work. This is drawing with different materials, so here we have beetroot juice, which didn't work out too well over time as the kind of faded. But I found coffee worked the most, because you get really dark tones in there and the material actually stays, it doesn't fade or anything. Again, just drawing everyday objects. Further artists that use different materials. This is a page full of objects that I found, just photograph them, that I can come back to these whenever I want if I need reference images. Popcorn, this was really fun to take part in. Taking one object, kind of an insignificant object, so popcorn, and go wild with it. Experimental drawings, and I created that piece here, large scale, just from popcorn. It was really fun to work with, and I did that in my spare time. I took a guitar, did the same thing. Overall, I found natural objects seem to work better for me, because I'm not very good at drawing, so I was able to get some nice shapes with using more natural objects in my work. More constructive drawing as well. I've learned how to structure drawing animals. Experimental pieces used from videos. Moving to independent work, I really liked using ink, so I just wanted to experiment combining different materials that I enjoy working with. Just create a range of different work, exploring the medium, more diagram, kind of mind map different ideas I have, things I want to focus on for my final piece, and again different marks here and there to explore the medium. Photos, I decided to stick to pillows, and also explore tissues just because they've got really strange creases. They're moldable objects, I can change the shape if I wanted to, and they worked really well for me. They were quite easy to draw. These were really, I was really drawn to these pieces here, exploring my mediums and my object of choice. So pillows, so I propped it up, different pillows. Yeah, really nice pieces here. I really like these. It's quite rough as well. More Pinterest board here, and I got the idea for the pillows from this piece here that I found on Pinterest. So I just wanted to highlight that and kind of reflect on how I got to using pillows as my object. Again, exploring ink, looking at books from the library, making notes. Here's my first final piece. I used a fountain pen as I didn't have access to the dip pens, unfortunately. It's not amazing, but I like the little cross-hatching techniques I used. Again, that was all taken from the book I got from the library. Different ways I could create marks, create tone. My second piece was in graphite pencil, just because I couldn't get much tonal varieties out of the pen, the fountain pen, so pencil worked really well for me, and I was able to rub out areas to create some highlights as well. And I used soft pastel here just to get some colour in my work, and colours are quite strange. They work really well for me.